From the 6th to the 18th of November this year, the Egyptian coastal city of Sharm El-Sheikh will be hosting the largest ever annual gathering on climate action, which will be attended by heads of state, ministers, negotiators, mayors, CEOs, representatives from civil society, and climate activists. The 27th Conference of the Parties to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, COP27, will build on the outcomes of COP26 to deliver action on issues critical to tackling the climate emergency, reducing greenhouse gas emissions, building resilience, and adapting to the inevitable impacts of climate change. Faced with a growing energy crisis, record greenhouse gas concentrations, and increasing extreme weather events, COP27 will be seeking renewed solidarity between countries to deliver on the landmark Paris Agreement for people and the planet. Who foots the bill for the damage inflicted by climate change will be a major issue at COP27. For many developing nations, the costs are already running into the tens of billions of dollars, which they just can't afford. Meanwhile, the 20 largest economies of the world that represent 80% of all the emissions are failing to achieve their targets. The UN has warned that the world is on course for catastrophic temperature rises if more isn't done. Downing Street originally said that Rishi Sunak would not be attending due to domestic commitments, but that the UK would be fully represented by other senior ministers, as well as COP President Alok Sharma. The Prime Minister was, however, reported to be absolutely committed to supporting the conference, and it was claimed that the UK government still saw climate change as a priority issue. The latest news is that Mr. Sunak will now be attending. This follows on from news that King Charles III, who is famously passionate about environmental issues, was advised by the previous Prime Minister, Liz Truss, that he shouldn't attend COP27 as his first overseas engagement, despite his having been invited. America's Special Envoy on Climate Change, John Kerry, has said that it would be very powerful if King Charles could attend the summit. Whether there will be any further news on this, we'll have to wait and see. The Church fully supports COP27 and its goals. The Bishop of Oxford recently told the House of Lords that although we face many challenging issues as a country and a world, none was more serious than climate change and the environmental crisis. He said that climate change was a challenge for everyone, individuals and families, charities, churches and faith communities, local government and business. The government responded that it recognised the scale of the issue and that the UK's transition to a green and sustainable future will require enormous changes. Here's a prayer on the subject by the Reverend John Swales. Father of creation, God of compassion, you created a world of wonder, of possibility and potential. You declared it to be good. For this we give thanks. To you be praise, honour and glory. For this we give thanks. To you be praise, honour and glory. Father of creation, God of compassion, this world is no longer as you intended it to be. Humanity has betrayed its calling to tend and keep. Creation groans. For this we weep. Lord, have mercy. For this we mourn. Christ, have mercy. On Saturday, the 12th of November, there will be a global day of action on climate, which will be supported by Wild Christians, who will be meeting in central London. There will also be rallies in other cities. Details at this link. But ultimately, God is still in charge, which gives us some grounds for optimism, as reflected in this hymn.